India and Pakistan, two neighbors with a long, complicated history. Since 1947, they've fought 4 wars: 1947, 1965, 1971, and 1999. And in every single one, India came out on top. In 1947, India pushed back Pakistan's first invasion of Kashmir. In 1965, Indian forces not only stopped Pakistan's armored advance, but came so close to Lahore that Indian tanks could have rolled in for chai. In 1971, India didn't just win, it split Pakistan into 2, leading to the birth of Bangladesh. Over 93,000 Pakistani soldiers surrendered, the biggest military surrender since World War II. In 1999, during the Kargil War, Indian troops pushed back Pakistani infiltrators from the heights of Kashmir in one of the most challenging high-altitude battles ever fought. Even in peacetime skirmishes, India has shown military superiority. Remember 2019, an Indian MiG-21 shot down a Pakistani F-16 in a dogfight, something many thought wasn't even possible. So how do their militaries compare today? Let's start with the basics. Manpower. India has a massive force, about 1.45 million active soldiers and another 1.15 million on reserve. That's like the entire population of a small country wearing combat boots. Pakistan, around 654,000 active personnel and about 550,000 reservists. Not tiny, but definitely not India's size. Now, the money. India's defense budget is massive, over $78 billion per year. That's the 4th highest in the world. Pakistan's defense spending is around $10 billion, barely a 7th of India's. In the world of defense, money doesn't solve everything, but it sure helps buy the best tech, training, and readiness. On land, India dominates with over 4,200 tanks, including the Russian-made T-90, T-72, and the indigenous Arjun. Add to that nearly 5,000 artillery systems. Pakistan fields around 2,700 tanks and roughly 4,000 artillery pieces. Not bad, but India has both quantity and quality on its side. In the air, India flies high with more than 2,200 aircraft, including about 500 advanced fighters. These include the Su-30 MKI, the French Rafale, which comes loaded with Meteor beyond visual range missiles, and the reliable Mirage 2000. Indigenous jets like the Tejas are also entering service, and aerial refueling and AWACS platforms give India a complete air combat ecosystem. Pakistan operates about 1,400 aircraft, including nearly 350 fighters like the JF-17 Thunder and American-built F-16s. But here's the thing. India not only has more aircraft, but its fighters are better equipped, its pilots more experienced, and its support systems are more advanced. And in beyond visual range combat, India holds the upper hand, thanks to the Meteor and Astra missile systems. Now, let's talk air defense. And this is where India's got a serious edge. India has developed its own 2-layer ballistic missile defense shield. This includes exo-atmospheric and endo-atmospheric interceptors. Fancy terms meaning India can shoot down incoming missiles both in space and as they re-enter the atmosphere. Pakistan does not have this capability. On top of that, India fields indigenous air defense systems like Akash, the Israeli co-developed Barak 8, Russian S-400, and the QRSAM, a fully integrated air defense grid. India's sky isn't just guarded, it's alarmed, padlocked, and watched with CCTV from space. Speaking of space, India has over 9 military satellites, handling everything from surveillance and communications to missile targeting. In 2019, India also became the 4th country ever to successfully shoot down a satellite in space. It was part of Mission Shakti, and no, it wasn't done for fun. Pakistan? It relies mostly on Chinese and commercial satellites. Capable, yes, but not even close to what India's working with. For its air defense, Pakistan uses the Chinese LY-80 and HQ-9P systems. They offer decent protection, but with far shorter range and limited coverage. Think of it like comparing a home alarm system to a fortress with laser turrets. Now, onto missiles, because sometimes diplomacy needs a little backup. The Agni series gives India the ability to strike targets over 5,000 kilometers away. Then there's the BrahMos, the world's fastest supersonic cruise missile. In 2022, one accidentally entered 124 kilometers into Pakistan in just 3 minutes and 44 seconds, crashed near Mianchanu, and Pakistan couldn't even track it, proof that even a misfire can send a message. Pakistan has its own missiles, like the Shaheen series, with ranges up to 2,750 kilometers and Babur cruise missiles. They're capable, no doubt, but when it comes to range, precision, and reliability, India's missiles don't just make a point. They underline it in bold. Both countries are nuclear-armed, but their doctrines are very different. India maintains a strict no-first-use policy. It only uses nukes in response to a nuclear attack. Pakistan, however, keeps its policy ambiguous, often talking about using tactical nuclear weapons on the battlefield. That sounds dangerous, but India's second strike capability, backed by land, air, and sea platforms, ensures full deterrence. Now let's go to sea. This is where India's dominance becomes even more obvious. The Indian Navy operates over 150 ships, including 2 aircraft carriers, nuclear-powered submarines like INS Arihant, and stealth destroyers such as INS Visakhapatnam. Pakistan's Navy, on the other hand, consists of around 50 vessels. It has 8 submarines, all diesel-electric, and no aircraft carriers. India has full-spectrum naval strength across the Indian Ocean, while Pakistan's naval role is limited mostly to coastal defense. Let's zoom out. India ranks 4th globally in military power according to global firepower. It has strategic defense ties with the US, Russia, France, and Israel. Pakistan ranks 12th and relies heavily on China, both for tech and backup. India is also investing in AI warfare, cyber defense, hypersonic missiles, drone swarms, and quantum communication. It's not just about having more muscle, it's about building the brain behind the muscle. Some might say, of course India's military is bigger. India itself is way larger. And that's true. India is about 7 times bigger than Pakistan in population and economy, which naturally means a bigger military. But does Pakistan have enough to hold its ground? Frankly, no. And what about China? Doesn't India face a 2-front threat? Yes, but India's ready. It has raised mountain core, built forward air bases, and upgraded logistics in key areas. India doesn't split its military 50-50. It's structured to handle both fronts at once. This isn't a blanket being stretched thin. It's a well-fitted armor, ready on all sides. That's it for today. See you in the next video.